Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. I just want to do a quick post-game reaction to yesterday's football game between the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. Before I get into it, if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. Yes, one of the Patriots lost their second game in a row yesterday. It was pretty ugly, at least in the first half. The Patriots offense couldn't get it going. Their defense allowed 20 points in the first half. Kansas City was just kind of doing whatever they wanted in the first half. So they in the second half, though, the defense held them to 3 points. The Patriots were moving the ball. They just couldn't get in the end zone. I mean, there was the early kick, that they missed the field goal early on. So then in the second half, they were going to probably kick it, but then Belichick probably didn't trust the kicker, I guess, from the same distance. I think it was roughly the same, 44, 45 yards. So they went for it, and they didn't get it. So they turned the ball over on downs. I think it was, I forget who we threw it to on that. I think it was Edelman. Edelman didn't just kind of bounce off his hands. He didn't make the catch. But then the rest of the game, there was, one noise to complain about the officiating. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Chiefs. They played a good game. But when a game gets decided by the officiating, it's quite evident the officiating made so many huge mistakes in that game. The first, where the Kelsey fumble, and they blew the play dead. When it clearly was a fumble, they shouldn't have blown the whistle. I think it probably would have been a touchdown. If not, I mean, it would have got run back, for quite a ways. Anyways, it was a Gilmore, I think, picked it up. So I don't know if there's anybody who was in front of him or not. There might have been one guy in front of him. So it was a pretty good chance he would have got a touchdown, but who knows? Yeah, they could have still advanced the ball either way. And then you had another call. The doorstep was being wrapped up by the defender, and it was clearly pass interference. The guy, there was no way he could have caught the ball. He had his arms around him. He had his left arm pinned down to his body. No way he could have caught that. The officials right there, they didn't call it. Okay, so now that's a second mistake. And then there was the N'Keal Harry caught the pass from Brady, makes it to the pylon, and they say he was out of bounds. Again, another mistake there. He wasn't out of bounds. They didn't bother trying to review it. They should have, where he made it to the end zone, they should have at least reviewed it. It technically is a scoring play, but they just decided not to review it, which was ridiculous. Because if they reviewed it, they would have realized it was a touchdown. But it's all affected by the one challenge that Belichick did early on, where they challenged the place of the ball that it was supposed to be a first down, and it wasn't. He never made it to the first down marker, so it would have been fourth down. But officials again made another mistake and disagreed with the challenge and upheld it. So Patriots lost their one challenge. They won that challenge. I believe they could have still had that for the rest of had a challenge for the rest of the game. I forget what the rule is, how many challenges they can still use. I think once you lose them all, then that's it. But I'm not positive. Either way, they made so many bad calls. I mean, that made a huge difference in the game. I mean, if the Patriots had gone down there, if Harry gets that touchdown, now they only need three, or if Stephon Gilmore runs it back for a touchdown, now they only need a field goal to tie the game, at least to get into overtime, or somehow see what happens at the very end of the game. But to lose in the way that they did, where I think it was just terrible. I'm surprised. I don't know if the NFL's come out today and said, yes, we made a mistake. That's usually what it goes. What happens. They say sorry about that mistake, but it's a little bit too late. There's nothing, you can't go back and undo it. So it was. I can see one big mistake in a game maybe, but to have four against the same team in the same quarter, just one bad thing after another. These terrible calls. Kind of reminds me when the Saints got screwed last year. Was it last year? It was last year. I forget what his name is. He used to play for the Patriots. And the defender was all over him. Clearly, the officials right there, and they don't call it. And of course, they didn't have a challenge, so they couldn't challenge it. I think it's ridiculous. I think the referees, have to be smarter than that. The officiating crew from last night is not known for being all that good at officiating. That's why I guess they don't really referee too much in the playoff games. Overall, I think the Patriots they did play tough in the second half. I think that the officials kind of stole that one from them. I don't know if it was actually going to be a win, but at least they would have get probably would have tied. I can imagine if they got down to what they get down to the 20 yard line, 25. I mean, they still could have kicked a field goal and possibly tied the game, but they didn't have that opportunity. I think it was pretty terrible. Um, Again, though, the defense played great in the second half. They weren't as good in the first half, but it's Kansas City. So all of them, 23 points overall is still pretty good to me. Um, Patriots' offensive line still needs help. I don't think they're not going to get any better this season. I think it's going to be a struggle the rest of the season. I think it's going to have to wait till next season before they fix the receiver position and the offensive line. That's two huge holes in the tight. But Lacoste, I think he had 2 catches yesterday, but he targeted 3 times. I mean, he did. I mean, he did try, I guess. I mean, but still, Lacoste is not, known for being a great tight end at all. And Watson's not getting any younger. I mean, I'd be surprised if he comes back for another year. Overall, I mean, they played a decent game, but unfortunately, they came on the short end of it because of officiating. If you ask me, I'm never one to blame it on officiating, but it was. I mean, to make that many blatant mistakes is just ridiculous, and they really. I don't know. There's not much you can really do about it, I guess. And I mean, the challenge only goes so far. But if the fishing is that bad, we have to keep using challenges to correct their mistakes. A couple of challenges isn't going to do it. The fishing just has to be better than that. So anyway, it's unfortunate for the Patriots lost. I mean, that's if you're a Patriots fan. If you're not, I mean, I'm glad that you're probably glad that they did lose. But whatever. I think I'm gonna wrap this up for now. I'll try to do the pregame video later on in the week. If you guys like this, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Until next time.